Alright guys, so here's a quick run through of the WP Company Manager plugin. I'm just going to run through some of the features so you guys can see how everything's laid out, how it's organized. Quickly go through this so you can see what's going on. So once you get it installed, you're going to have this show up. And just so you kind of know, this is largely based around the Resumes add-on, so you will probably see a lot of similar features and settings and stuff like that. You'll notice over here it says organizations. That's because I added in the feature here under other. You'll notice you can actually set the label of what you want it to use. So if you don't call them companies, you can call them organizations, whatever you want. That can be set up here. So let's go through the settings real quick. As you can see, the organizations per page, you can set how many per page, categories, multi-select, kind of the basic stuff here. And then on the actual organization page, you can set how many active jobs will actually be shown. Right here you'll notice you can actually enable or disable that feature. You can enable or disable showing hours and employees on it. The organization submission, just like with jobs or resumes, you'll notice you can have them submit new accounts. Kind of go through this. So let's go back here. Let's start back at this. So we'll go through each settings page and I'll show you the main section. So let me close out of here. We'll go to here and we'll go to companies. And so you'll notice this main companies page. I've only got a couple on here right now. You'll notice the main companies page actually shows these two different ones on here. It looks very similar. This is basically what will actually be shown from this right here, the listing stuff. So let's move over here to the organization page. You'll show, this is where it shows, just as I mentioned, about all the output. So we'll go over to this one, just get a brief overview, see how it looks. And now you'll notice here we have the hours, the employees, stuff like that. So this is kind of the basic. This is a basic output page. Obviously, once themes kind of start integrating their own templates, then they'll be able to deal with that. So you'll see those are the settings there. The active jobs, which is showing, is what it actually shows down here. These are these active listings. And there is a temporary, I'm still working on the best way to do this. So I'll probably have to output my own list for this. But for now, you can actually click on the active listing stuff to go to the actual find a job page. And this will actually show you all the jobs for that specific company. Eventually, I'll be integrating it so we don't have to use this kind of hack here to put this here. The problem is just with the way WP Job Manager works, it's difficult to pass in a query URL for what it actually is to show this. So I'll have to create my own page here. But for now, this is kind of how it works. But you'll notice it has here, and then you have your basic contact stuff, just like you do with the resume stuff, listing stuff that's there. So organization submission, just like with resumes or with jobs, users can actually submit a company just like they can with the other ones. So you'll notice the company name, company label, contact, logos, photo gallery, about the company. For the URLs, they can put in here, and so if they put a Twitter URL in here, that'll automatically be parsed as the Twitter URL. You can add different employees on here. You can add different hours, whatever you want here to actually show how that's going through. I'm not going to go through the full process there. And you'll see they can create new accounts. You can set them to require during accounting creation. So here's where it really shines through, is with the job integration. Now, when you'll notice here, we have this to where you can show the drop down when I submit a new job. So let's go here and let's just go post a new job. And you'll see we have your basic posted job. But what you'll notice at the very bottom here is the company details. And you'll notice right here, company, no company selected. So right now I have these are kind of set up for me already. So I don't have it enabled to be required. And so you'll notice right here I have this set to hide all the company fields. So you can enable or disable this. Basically what this does is it removes all the company fields from the job listing and then just outputs this single one field right here. And you'll notice you can also configure where you want it to show. So if you want it to show above the job fields, with the job fields, there's a bunch of different settings here. I'm not going to go through them all, but just to give you an idea. You can also disable it so that they can't actually add new companies. They can only select from the existing ones. I'll leave that where it's at there. You can set it to be required, whether you want them to require to select or enter a new company. And then you can also select with the existing organizations how they're listed. So for now, the only available features is to select to actually show all of the organizations or only the ones created by the user. In an update, later update, once we get out of beta, I will be adding a feature to where you can actually add or invite other users to be able to manage a company. For now, it's just this is the way it's going to be. But like I said, we'll eventually have further integration with that. So you'll see here, the user can select, an existing one, or they can actually select to add a new organization. And then what you'll notice is below that is that same form that we were looking at before, where you can add the logo, about the company, the employees, whatever it is. And what this will do is whenever they submit this listing, if they're creating a new one, this will automatically create this new company listing for them. It'll associate it with that listing as well. Let's go back over here to settings, go through that. The pages are your basic stuff, which is the submit page, the organization dashboard page, companies page, and then you have your basic capabilities there as well. So what you'll notice here as well is they do have a dashboard, just like with jobs, resumes. So you'll see we have these two here. You will notice that there is a separate one here. You'll see the active jobs, which you have there, which will actually show how many active jobs they have, so they can kind of go through each one of those. So let's just go ahead and dig into one of those. Let me pull up. So we'll go ahead and edit this one. And you'll see, actually let me show you the admin area. Well, that's the page, not that. So let's get out of here. So let's go here, organizations. You notice it's kind of the same layout, same look. You'll notice this one right here, I actually still have set to where it's still pending. And so that's kind of, just the setting in there. So you can set it to require approval or not. Totally up to you, whatever you want to set it as. And then you'll notice in the admin area, you have all the different, the repeatable fields for the hours, to where they can set specific hours, whatever it is. You have your featured image, which can be your logo, your company website, stuff like that. You can have the employees, and it also does the geolocation stuff for the actual listings themselves. And now there is an integration with the jobs to where it will automatically, so if a listing has been submitted, so some users are going to have some listings, existing listings on there that may not be assigned to a company yet. So I'm going to come in here and then I'm going to look at this one. And so what you'll notice is that in here you'll see it has the company which is actually assigned to it on here. Now what it is doing is this template file here is actually output by the core WordPress one, and basically what's happening is when WP Job Manager is attempting to output the company name, the company website, the tagline, that information, we are actually filtering through it, checking this job listing, seeing if we have configured a company ID on here. If there is a company configured on here, then we return that information instead of the locally configured or saved WordPress stuff. So if you have existing listings that have a company name and company stuff and all that stuff in there, it will still show like normal on here. But if you have actually assigned a company, then it will show that company information. In an update, like I had mentioned, I'll build in a migration wizard that will help you migrate existing listings and create new companies and stuff like that. But this is kind of the basics of where we're at right now. So I'm interested to get you guys feedback, see what you think, and we'll move from there and start adding some features and try and get this thing released. So thanks for your interest, and let me know how you think things go, and we'll go from there.